Hello and welcome to the What the Fuck Monarchs preview show. Myself, Graham Munsey, joined by Dave Harley. As we look ahead to, Dave, we're going to say that word again, another huge match at Armadale on Friday night. It's a visit to reigning League Cup champion, the Poole Pirates. We'll hear from both sides of the pitch. We'll hear from Jacob Hook and from the Pirates Ben Cook. And of course, we will delve into the past. 1989, we're going back to this time, Dave, my very first year as a Monarch supporter. And it was Poole's visit to Powder Hall at the time, and a certain Leigh Adams in that one. Dave, it's a huge match. We've said it, we'll say it again. Probably should have a wee swear jar next to me, and every time I say that word, I put 50 pence in it. But we know the Monarchs are in a position where 3 home wins, and we're probably there, or 2 home wins, and we're probably there. It was 3 before last Friday, wasn't it? Yeah, 1 out of 3, and hopefully after this Friday, we're going to get Meatloaf. Sing songs might be the theme of tonight. We promised me and Dave are only going to sing with no songs for you at the end. But Meatloaf once said 2 out of 3 ain't bad, and we'd take that come 9:30 on Friday night.
Yeah, definitely. No, as we keep saying every week, you know, that winning our home matches, and especially after falling just a wee bit short at Scunthorpe on Sunday, not picking up a point, you know, we can't afford to lose. We've moved up to 5th in the league, so we're well in the playoffs. But there are teams that are, you know, Redcar and Scunthorpe are both just below us. So any slip-ups, and there will be teams there to take advantage. But yeah, no, it's also, as you said already, league champion. So big challenge for the guys. They've got strong top 3, and Drew Kemp coming back after his little few appearances for Monarchs last year. I'm sure he'll be desperate to score some points. It'll be a tough match for the boys, but given what we did to Scunthorpe last week, and some of the performances we're seeing, a lot of cause for optimism, and hopefully we should manage that win that we need.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Dave. Of course, you know, we put that big victory up last week, first meeting in sort of 5 or 6 weeks at home that we'd had our full 1-7. I mean, Lassie had his best meeting. I was going to say it was like he was never away, but I mean, he was better than before. You know, paid for 10. James took a wee bit of getting into it, but the laps have done him good. Same with Scunthorpe on Sunday. He'll be a bit used, and he'll be another week of physio and another week of resting and getting back to where he wants to be. So no worries on him. And then for the rest of them, I guess it's just a case of more of the same. Of course, we saw on Sunday, Sam pulled out, you know, a foot injury that he sustained in Poland on Saturday. I know it's still bothering him, but you know, he seemed to be able to ride okay on Monday for Wolves. So hopefully, you know, he can strap it up and get the boot over it, and then you know, worry about the pain after kind of thing. Because you know, as you mentioned, that top 3 Poole, it doesn't come much stronger than Stevie Worrell, Richard Lawson, and Danny King. So absolutely pivotal. We know how heavily we rely on Sam and Josh every week, but none more so than this week.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sam it was a big loss. I mean, when we lost him on Sunday afternoon, it was probably the end of our realistic chance of getting a point. And how good he's been this season, particularly away from home. You know, his average is almost 10.5 away from home, and he's, as we know, fantastic at home as well. He's got, don't know, is that, but 3 meetings in a row he's gone unbeaten just about. Yeah, he's been absolute magic for us this season, and looking really strong. So hopefully it's just a bit of a knock, and he's, as you say, shakes off for Friday night, because we will need to be at our best, particularly later in the match. And we know it's gone. We've had a few last seat deciders this season now. There probably is a chance starting Friday, and Sam and Josh at the best. We'd love to see a great race between them and a couple of the Poole riders, with Monarchs just edging it. And I think we're quite happy. Poole are well and truly in the playoffs this week, so yeah, 46-44 will be fine by me on Friday.
Maybe 49-41, and it's not a last seat decider or something. I'll ease Alex Harkisson and Sam Masters' minds anyway. Neither of those two particularly like a last seat decider, but yeah, you touched on it there, David. It will be tight throughout. You know, Poole came Armadale on, won twice last year. Obviously, it's a different team, and I think there'll only be 3 of that team. 4 from the Cup, because Zach Cook guessed it. Yeah, I think in that one, didn't he? But 3 off the Poole one is sort of named 1-7s left from that. That'd been Stevie Worrell, Danny King, and Ben Cook, of course. So Richard Lawson, he's done plenty of laps at Armadale. Drew Kemp, as you mentioned, the Monarch, and I think that could be the key bit. That kind of Ben Cook, Drew Kemp access at 2 and at reserve. Drew's been at reserve all season until the 1st of July, and Ben Cook I think had 5 on one of his visits last year and 0 on the other. So that might just be a slight benefit for the Monarchs that Drew's not at reserve. We saw some of the scores he put in last year, and it just means that if anyone else is struggling a wee bit, they can't. We're not looking at a 6 or 7 ride night for Kemp on a track that he does well.
Yeah, definitely. And as you say, their teams change around a bit. I mean, Stevie Worrell goes back to number 1 as well, with Danny King dropping to 3. So a few changes. So maybe that'll maybe knock them off their stride a little bit. I mean, I still think Ben Cook will be a decent option at reserve should they need it for any reason. But I mean, it's just great to have 2 7-rider teams on Friday. I mean, I know we're still a few days away, so touch wood that doesn't change between now and then. And yeah, a good, clean, honest match between two cracking teams, and potentially something that could be repeated later in the season as it was last year.
Yeah, of course. I think off the top of our heads, we're actually doing a check-in that it might be the first time since the first match of the season at Armadale where there's no guests. It's always great to see the Pens can get a wee bit of rest. The tactical stuff goes back to the managers a little bit rather than just kind of filling in programs and stuff. And of course, the benefit of hopefully not too many 2 on the trot, so less gaps, and then get a nice quick meeting in as well. But we've touched on kind of the top men, but we've touched on maybe the lesser lights, and I don't mean that in any disrespect down the Poole side, but completely key will be the same on the Monarchs side. We've seen Kai, he wasn't at his best at Scunthorpe, but very good at home, and he only dropped 1 point, didn't he, at home at Scunthorpe last week. Paco bookended his nights with heat wins, and of course at reserve, Jacob, I don't think he was actually too happy with his point scoring last Friday, but I think that's as good a meeting as he's had at Armadale, riding wise. He was getting out the start competitively, he was putting the bike in the right place, he was challenging every heat, and we'll be looking for more of the same come Friday.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. I think Jacob that was his best home performance on Friday. The points maybe didn't quite match up to his efforts, but competitive in the first corner and in all of his races. And he was the same on Sunday as well. I think he was a wee bit unlucky with the way the kind of scores fell, that he ended up only with 3 rides, and you never know, he was looking decent in them. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a sign of a good rider as well. He's disappointed and he's looking for more, and that's what we need. We do need him to kick on and do well. Lassie Fredrickson again is, as we said earlier, looking really good.
Yeah.
Sorry, flying in my face there. Really good on Sunday, getting a couple of extra races that wasn't quite expected. And we know those 2 boys in the middle of the team, they are critical to us. We know Sam and Josh are going to be solid in those races, so we need those 5 races where it's Kai and Paco leading the way.
Yeah.
They're just as important. And if they can put in the performance we put last week, we'll have no problems at all.
Yep, and of course you mentioned there Jacob Hook looking for more, and that's pretty much what he said to me when I got up with him.
So Jacob, we're now, 3, maybe 4 months into your British career and your Monarchs career. Still enjoying it just as much as you thought you would when you signed on back in March?
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm enjoying it obviously quite a lot. This is obviously what I want to do. So yeah, I am enjoying it a lot, and I am enjoying it more and more weeks. The more points I get, I can say I do enjoy it more. So they're slowly coming in, which is good. But still need to get a few more, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the points go up, and I think there was, we've been in the double figures and heat wins and paid wins, etc. I think we spoke earlier on at the start of the season, and maybe you just felt you weren't giving yourself a chance at the start. Do you think that's been the biggest improvement as the season went on? You've just got sharper, you're getting more used to, more racing, being used to 4 guys at the tapes and team speedway more and more, and that's just improving that as you go.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I said, at the start of the season, I felt comfortable then, and I feel more comfortable on the track now. So I've had the few starts that I made at the start of the season. I was sort of winning winning the races or paid wins with the boys. That and the last few meetings, I've made a few better gates as well, and I've scored a few more points as well. So yeah, I definitely think the more times I'm at the tables, the more times I'm getting more comfortable, and yeah, and obviously enjoying it more and just getting used to everything.
Yep. And then obviously last weekend we saw the return of Lassie and James after a spell out. I guess, that's probably works both ways for someone like yourself. On one way, no one ever wants anyone injured, and it's great to get everyone back. But I guess the flip side, you've been piling in 5, 6, 7 rides a meeting. And just how different is it going back to kind of having to wait 3 and 4 races before you get your next one, and getting used to those gaps again?
Yeah, no, it's definitely good. Like really good having the boys back. It's always a bonus when you've got a full team, because like a couple people or 1 or 2 people can be sort of struggling, and you can rely on the others. Whereas having 2 people out, everyone sort of has to be on their game to be scoring points, because sometimes you can't really rely on people that you bring in, because you don't know how they're gonna go. So it's definitely good having the whole team back. Yes, it's a shame that I don't really get 7 rides, as 7 or 6 rides as I was getting, because obviously the more riding you get, the more you improve, don't you? Every ride you get, the more starts you do, the better you get at starts. But it's definitely good to have a full team back. I will say that. I'll never knock back an extra ride, but yeah, it sucks that I won't be able to. I still might get those rides if I'm doing well, but I won't be getting those 7 rides as often. I don't believe.
Yeah, and then obviously we're just off the back of the Scunthorpe weekend, a big win at home on Friday, followed by a defeat down there on Sunday that may have been different if Sam had been there. But I think we're only 5 or 6 matches away from the end of our league campaign now, and we've put ourselves right in the position we want to be. It's in our own hands. Just got to keep going, win all those home matches, pick up what we can away, and then we'll be in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I had a look at the leaderboard just before, and we're in 5th at the moment, so tied with Scunny for 5th and 6th. So it's good that we're in a position now where we just need to stay. Like you said, we just need to win all our home matches, and any points we can take away will be good. I think we've got a real shot at Oxford to hopefully take some points there. As we did beat them at home. So I mean, we've got a full team now, so that's going to make it even better, isn't it? Really. So I think there's some points to make at Oxford, and every point's valuable at home. So we just need to make sure we get the wins at home, and everything else will be smooth sailing, I think, and we'll be through.
Yeah, and you mentioned you'll pick up those wins at home. It won't be easy though. Of course, Poole on Friday, reigning league champions and up towards the top of the table. You only took down their team to see where the strength is, and then 2 Aussie guys. I don't know if you know the Cook boys too well, but it probably potentially could be our toughest challenge of the last few weeks come Friday night.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, every means hard, isn't it? Everyone's building their teams these days to win the league. So no race is easy at home. It's good that we've got a bit of a home advantage, and I mean, Jack Cook and Ben Cook have only been to Armadale once before, so that's going to make it a little bit easier for us. But they've still got the likes of Richard Lawson, Danny King, and Stevie Worrell, 3 great riders, don't they? So it's definitely still going to be a challenge. And Drew Kemp rode at Edinburgh last year, so yeah, no, it's definitely going to be hard, but it's nothing we can't do. We've already beaten some great teams at home this year, and we've come back to beat them. Though like against Oxford, we were 12 down, and we come back and we beat them by 6. So I definitely think if we start off strong, we'll end strong.
Yep, Jacob there, Dave. He will be a key man, and of course, we'll just very quickly flip over at the other side. We've already touched on him. Ben Cook drops to reserve for the Pirates, and I spoke to him this week. I'm
so joined by Poole's Ben Cook. Ben, thanks very much for giving up your time, and I guess it's a trip to Armadale on Friday that the Pirates will be looking for more points to keep themselves up, challenging for those top 2 positions in the league and that first round bye in the playoffs.
Yeah, we've been struggling a little bit the last couple of weeks, but it was good to get a win on Wednesday, and we're looking to bounce back and really get some points away up there at Edinburgh and Berwick, and climb that table again. But we've got to really start to focus now and focus on the playoffs.
Yeah, it's been a kind of strange, maybe the last few weeks for Poole, hasn't it? In that the start of the season, the away form was so strong, and the home form backed it up. But the last couple of weeks we've seen teams running the Pirates close at Wimborne Road, and that's maybe been a bit of a surprise after the way the team started.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't fully been firing as a team every week, and I think that's to come. It'll be a different story when all 7 of us are having a good night. But it was a step in the right direction on Wednesday. We all contributed and we got the win, but obviously, like you say, not as convincing as maybe at the start of the season or last year. But we're working on it, working hard, and I'm sure we'll get there.
Yeah, and then looking to Friday night again, of course, Armadale, a place that Poole have fond recent memories of. 2 wins there last season, both in the league and in the KO Cup final, first leg. Obviously there's a few team changes, but the guys coming in, Richard Lawson's ridden Armadale probably 100 times. Drew Kemp was with the Monarchs last year, so there'll be absolutely no fear for the Pirates guys as they head for Armadale.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to it. We've just got to, like I said before, just every race counts, no last places, and I'm sure we can come away with something, I'm hoping, or even a win would be nice. But you don't set the expectations too high, but we're looking to get points out of this Northern Tour, and like you said, our team, Drew and Richard and Stevie and Kingy, they've all shown what they can do up there, and I'm sure we'll give it a good go.
Yeah, and then obviously from your own point of view, this is your second season in the UK now. Edinburgh have got a similar situation with Kai Thompson, and I know when I speak to Kai, he says it's just so much easier in the second season. Even little things like knowing how to get places, you've got a bit of a record of how to set up, you've got that bit more experience and knowing what to expect. Have you found that as well? Is it you found that just things seem a bit more familiar, and that makes it a bit easier on track in your second year?
Yeah, definitely. The first year is a bit of an eye-opener. It's going to all the new tracks, and like you said, having to find the setup every track you go to, and you don't get a practice. It's straight into Heat 1, and that's a bit of a change for us. But it's a lot easier, you could say, second year, just knowing what to expect a bit more, and I think that definitely helps. And familiar faces, within the team that you've been with for the last season as well. And for me, I still haven't been to all the tracks. Obviously, been injured last year, but I'm sure I've seen most of it all now. So there's no reason why I can't go out there and score the points.
Yeah, and then of course Poole, a club famous for success, but also famous for getting the best out of riders and supporting riders and developing them. So I guess from your own point of view, you probably couldn't have picked a better place to come over when you first came over to the UK. Yeah,
it's been perfect, really. Being here at Midlow's place, having some boys around that back from Aussie that we all bounce off each other, so it is good. We still got to make the points, and like I said, we've got to climb that ladder back up, and I'm sure we can do it.
Yep, and there you have it, Dave. The thoughts of both camps and 2 key men come on Friday, but everyone will be. There's 14 riders that all have a job to do on Friday, and I'm not going to sit here and proclaim that the Monarchs are the best, that they're ready for the fight, that they're better than the rest, or any of that kind of stuff. But let's just say I'm sure everyone will be out there doing their best. And fingers crossed, you've said you'll take a 46-44. I don't want a last heat decider, Dave, so let's put 50 on the board, please, Monarchs, and that will ease any thoughts on that. Of course,
it's an opportunity to put a statement down ahead of those playoffs. Sure, there's a couple of matches left. Poole are fighting to get them one of the top 2 places, so they'll be desperate for points. So, as long as our boys are all singing to the same tune, as you say, on Friday, it'll be a cracking night of Speedway.
That's it. And if you want to be there, tickets are available now, edinburghmonarchs.co.uk, and click on the tickets link on there. Of course, you can pay cash at the gate also. And if you can't make it, I think it'll be myself and Dave on commentary duty this week in the live stream. So that's edinburghmonarchs.co.uk. Click on the EMTV link and you'll pick up your stream there. So no excuse not to get involved on Friday night, Dave.
Definitely. And what do you want? Poole Pirates, one of the most famous names in Speedway, league champions, coming here in a crucial match ahead of those playoffs.
That's
Can't
it.
get better.
Can't get better than that. What is it we say, Dave?
Friday night is Speedway night.
Friday night Speedway. I know there's red carpet that on their Twitter today, so it must be spread.
No danger.
Exactly. Yeah, we've got sing songs, we've got rhyming going elsewhere. It's all going on social media land today, Dave. But yep, Friday night we'll be there. Pick up your tickets, pick up your stream, and until we're back with the Friday Focus. Wait a minute, no, not quite yet. Almost missed it there, Dave. Didn't I? I see you were going to remind me. It's Mike Hunter's Blast from the Past. It's 1989, and it's Leigh Adams versus Scott Lamb.
Rider placement this time is Scott Lamb. He's on gate 2. His partner Lars Munkerdal out in gate 4, hoping to contribute something here for the Echo Pirates. Leigh Adams goes off gate number 1, and he's done absolutely nothing so far. His partner John Surman, once again, who gated well in the previous race, excuse me. Oh, Scott Lamb totally asleep there. Lars Munkerdal's got a reasonable start, and Scott Lamb's come tearing through. Tremendous first corner by Lamb. He's got Leigh Adams. Can he hold it here? Magnificent riding by Lamb. Adams comes back. Scott Lamb into his leg trailing style, which he sometimes reverts to. At the back, John Surman leads Lars Munkerdal, who got a decent start, but had another terrible first corner. 2 laps gone. Scott Lamb having to work like the devil here, and Leigh Adams is right on his tail. I think Scott might be too tight there. Adams has got the better line. Into the final lap, Lamb still leads. Very wide. Adams coming alongside and has gone to the front. Lamb tries to cut back inside him, but Leigh Adams has got a magnificent race. That was absolutely superb speedway. And John Surman takes the third from the dread.
And now, Dave, I can say thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back on Saturday morning as it will go out on Friday Focus reviewing all the action. But until then, thanks very much and goodbye.